Donald Trump guest hosting Saturday Night Live overnight. There were protesters in the streets, but it didn't seem to bother the presidential candidate, who cracked jokes and even showed off his dance skills. We're going to talk to George Stephanopoulos in just a moment, but first, let's go to ABC's Tom Yamas, who's covering the campaign trail for us this morning. Hi, Tom.
Paula, good morning. So much anticipation going into last night. Trump reminded us within seconds of taking the stage. He's brilliant, he's handsome and rich, but clearly he can laugh at himself. He danced like Drake, and there was even a bounty by a Latino group for an audience member to call him a racist on stage. That actually happened, but not like everyone expected. Overnight, Donald Trump taking center stage.
Donald, you're the most amazing guy. You're brilliant, you're handsome, you're rich, you have everything going. The world is waiting for you to be president. So why are you hosting Saturday Night Live? Why? And the answer is, I have really nothing better to do.
The GOP presidential hopeful hosting Saturday Night Live for the second time. His last appearance in 2004.
Nobody's bigger than me. Nobody's better than me. I'm a ratings machine.
This time, Trump, who's known to joke on the campaign trail.
I never attacked him on his look, and believe me, there's plenty of subject matter right there. That I can tell you.
Bringing politics to late night, making fun of himself, even pretending to live tweet a sketch, aiming his trademark insults like loser and slob to cast members.
Why are people laughing?
Is he tweeting bad stuff about it?
While a preview of his policies in 2018 didn't exactly kill.
Well, you know what? I don't have to get specific. With me, it's just works. You know, it's magic.
His dance moves were an instant hit.
You used to call me on the cell phone.
Outside, protests over the GOP frontrunner's hosting gig. One organization offering $5,000 to any audience member who would shout out criticism at Trump.
Trump's so racist!
Guest Larry David taking them up on it.
What are you doing, Larry?
I heard if I yelled that, they'd give me $5,000.
As a businessman, I can fully respect that.
Deport racism later tweeting, Larry David wins the $5,000 bounty. Joke or not, it was true. Now, Trump won't get too much time to enjoy the laughs. It's back to business. He'll be on This Week later today, then on the campaign trail tomorrow, and the big debate on Tuesday. So far, no words on ratings, but guys, we all know they're going to be huge.
Huge. And we're going to see him take center stage again Tuesday, the next Republican debate. And that's going to be a huge debate. So many storylines going into that debate with Trump, Carson, Rubio, and Jeb Bush. It's going to be must-watch TV. Awesome, Tom. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. I could watch him dancing like Drake on repeat. I may do that today. For more on this, let's bring in ABC News chief anchor George Stephanopoulos, who's going to be hosting This Week later this morning right here on ABC. George, good morning.
Hey, Dan.
Trump, did he hurt himself or help himself?
Hurt himself? No, I don't think so at all. Listen, what's worked for Donald Trump throughout this campaign is the maxim, all publicity is good publicity. He goes out and gets whatever he can out there, and I can't see how this is likely to hurt him. Now, the question is whether it's going to help him. Hard to know, but I don't think it's going to hurt him at all.
You know, one of the things that people expected he might do going to the night is to take a swipe at his chief rival, Dr. Ben Carson. Carson is, as you know, facing mounting questions and criticism about how he's relating stories from his past. He fought back at a particularly feisty news conference the other day. What is your take on whether this storyline is hurting Carson?
Well, one of the things that Ben Carson has done is put out a tweet saying that he's raised about $3.5 million at least since these questions about his past were raised by the press. He's going straight at the press, as many of the Republican candidates did in that debate, that CNBC debate a couple of weeks ago. I think it's going to be a question of whether the stories do stand up to further scrutiny and whether they turn out to reveal a pattern of dishonesty or simply, you know, exaggerations that are being trumped up by the press, as Carson argues. And I think that does remain to be seen. But both Trump and Carson, and Marco Rubio is starting to rise as well, are in this phase now where they're going to be getting much more scrutiny. And we saw just yesterday Marco Rubio releasing more of his credit card records from his time in Florida, which he had gotten a lot of questions about as well.
George, thank you. And I want to remind everybody, George has a big show this morning. He's going to be talking to Donald Trump one-on-one, as well as Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders. That's coming up on This Week later this morning right here on ABC. George, thanks again.